Gya σας. This means hello in Greek. Welcome to the Greek Solo RPG channel. In this channel I am playing solo role-playing games in Greek. Obviously this video won't be in Greek, it will be in English, and there are two main reasons for this. The first reason is I'm going to be playing in one shot today using the novel RPG system that was created by Matthew from Grey Army Gaming. Matthew is a very creatively restless guy. He has created the RPG system that I will be using today, and I wanted him to be able to watch this video without subtitles in English and hopefully enjoy it. The second reason I'm doing this video in English is another fellow solo RPG YouTube creator, the Grognard from the Grognard Solo Gaming YouTube channel. The Grognard has been very supportive of this channel, although he's not Greek and he doesn't speak Greek. He watches the videos that I'm uploading with subtitles, and I wanted him to be able to watch and hopefully enjoy a video in English. So that's why I'm doing this video in English. Apologies to my Greek subscribers. The next video will be in Greek. Now, what we will be doing today is that we will be playing a one-shot using the novel RPG system. I'm going to put a link down in the description for a video in the Grey Army Gaming YouTube channel where Matthew explains in great detail the system. So I'm not going to explain the system, but I'm going to explain a few things while we're playing, and the system is pretty self-explanatory. Okay. What is the very basic stuff? What is the novel RPG system? It's an RPG system and it has two components. Firstly, it has an oracle, so a tool to help the solo player create a story. Yes, no oracle, random event generators, creative prompts, and it has a skill resolution rules and combat resolution rules. Okay, so you have those two tools. You have the oracle to create a story, and then when you need to play the story, you have the system that supports this. What exactly is the novel RPG system? Is it a system where we use dice? No. Is it a system that we use cards? No. It's a system that uses, you guessed it, a novel, a physical book to play. In order to use the novel RPG system, you need to have one book, one physical book, and the so-called novel tool. The novel tool, Matthew created a very posh, a very fancy one from leather and with golden paint for an arrow. I, on the other hand, because I'm cheap, I got this free bookmark from Book Depository. This is an online bookstore that Amazon bought and closed down. Probably the best online bookstore I've used since I was in high school. Anyway, so I have this free bookmark, and what I've done was I cut a part of it 5 centimeters in length and 7 millimeters in width, like the instructions provided by Matthew. And I've put with a red pen a small arrow here. So how does the novel system work? I'm going to put, and you can just pause it here for a second, the first page, and I'm going to put the second page here. You can pause and read. It's a rule slide system where everything we do is based on the use of the novel tool with a book. Whenever we need a prompt, a creative prompt, we put this down, and whatever is being highlighted or is being encircled by this area, a small sentence with a few words, we use those words as a creative prompt. The skill resolution is by this pointing specific words. So we put, again, the novel tool completely randomly. We open a page on the book, we put it down, whatever word this little arrow points, we count the letters, we count the number of the letters in that specific word, and this helps us with skill resolution and even combat. So we are going to see it when we start playing. I have to mention here that you can download the novel RPG system for free from Matthews from Grey Army Gaming's YouTube, and it's the same video that he explains, he introduces the game. So in his description you can download, you can find the link and download the game for free. Now, there is a very metagaming quality to this system that I really love. It's brilliant, and it was what got me really excited to use this system. And that is that whatever type or whichever type of game you will be playing, that's the same genre of novel you have to pick in order to, you have to choose in order to use in your game. So if you are going to be playing a sci-fi game, let's say a Star Wars game, you need to get a sci-fi novel in order to use it. If you're playing, I don't know, a horror, you need to find a horror novel to use. If you're playing, if you're playing a vampire game, you can get Dracula from Bram Stoker and use this as your novel. And this is an idea that I really like. The fact that the genre of the game you're playing and the genre of the novel need to, you know, meet and match, and that will create a good game. So I really love this part of this system. Now, what am I going to be playing? I was thinking and going through my bookcase behind me, and I was heavily leaning towards playing a zombie apocalypse. This is Day by Day Armageddon, From Origin to Exile. If you like zombie literature like me, I'm crazy, you need to read this book, Day by Day Armageddon. This is the omnibus, Origin to Exile. So I was almost ready to run a zombie apocalypse game, but at the last minute I had a change of mind, and because of a request of one of my subscribers in a different video, I thought, why not play a Warhammer 40K? So I went through the novels that I have here. I have a lot more Warhammer 40K novels back home in Greece, and I decided that we are going to use the Death Watch novel to play. Now, I'm not going to be playing a member of the Death Watch, although that would be awesome. I'm going to be playing a different character, but we're going to use this novel in order for us to play the novel RPG system. Okay, I'm going to clear up here, and I'm going to be trying and using my miniatures and some scenery, and the scenery that I'm going to be using is from the Battle Systems, the Gothic core set, which comes with a little nice battle mat. Realistically, I cannot begin to explain the setting and the lore of Warhammer 40K in 1 or 2 minutes, but for the viewers that are not familiar with, let's just say that in the grim darkness of the far future there is only war. Human civilization is called the Imperium. We worship the god Emperor, who is a being of immense psychic power. The Imperium has spread throughout the galaxy in millions, countless millions of planets, and we have discovered various alien races, all of which are hostile to the Imperium. There's constant war everywhere, and there's even a civil war within the Imperium. Thousands of years ago, the God Emperor created genetically enhanced super soldiers. Those are the Space Marines, and half of them, they fell to the lure of the Chaos Gods and they turned against the Imperium. So those are the traitor Marines. So we have war everywhere, war within the Imperium and war with all of the alien races across the galaxy. So that's very, very brief introduction to the Warhammer 40K. Now, let's see who our character will be. I've created here a very basic character sheet. Our character is Ignatius Pacen. He's a level 2 Adeptus Ministorum priest. The Adeptus Ministorum is also called the Ecclesiarchy, and it's in reality, in essence, it's the religious arm of the Imperium. Our primary objectives as priests is to spread the worshipping of the God Emperor. This character is a level 2 character, which means that I get a bonus of +2 in everything that I do. We have 20 hit points. Weapon, we have a combat shotgun, which is the preferred weapon of this priest to spread the love of the God Emperor to the heathens. And we have light armor, which is a flak armor. We've played cards with an Imperial Guardsman at some point and we won this flak armor, and the Imperial Guardsman gave it to us and he said, "Take it, priest, it doesn't stop anything anyways." I'm going to start with our priest going into a spaceship. Okay, I don't know why we're there, I don't know what's in there, so we're going to find out with the first creative prompt. What are we doing and why are we there? So the first would be attempting to mimic. I'll use 3, I'll use whatever I want from them. So the middle of the book, self-loathing, shivering. So attempting to mimic, self-loathing, shivering, and had only one exit on the far. So let's brainstorm this for a bit. We are trying to mimic. There's something about self-loathing and there is only one exit. What I'm thinking about trying to mimic something in my mind translates into we're going in here in this spaceship undercover or stealthily. So we have entered a spaceship and we're trying to mimic what's happening around so people don't understand, don't see us. So we're infiltrating this spaceship. Self-loathing, and there is only one exit. So there's only one exit in my mind means that we have to find something here which will give us an exit of a situation. Is the situation self-loathing? I have an idea. So the priests of the Ministorum, they have a great advantage in a sense in the Warhammer 40K setting, in that they can more or less travel freely between worlds. They can be assigned to a rogue trader. Rogue traders are interstellar merchants, let's say, on the surface. So they can be assigned to a rogue trader and they can move about different planets. They can be members of the retinue of an inquisitor, and they can even be assigned to specific regiments, combat regiments of the Imperial Guard, to uplift the morale, to read the final rites to people that are dying, and spread the word of the God Emperor. So there's quite a lot of ways of why we're here. I'm going now to go to the Oracle, and I'm going to ask a 50-50 chance, and I'm going to say, are we here because we're traveling with a rogue trader and we're trying to find something inside of this spaceship that the rogue trader wants, and that's the self-loathing. We're trying to find an exit, we're trying to find a solution that is in here, and we have to go in stealthily to find it, because the rogue trader is self-loathing. So there's some kind of problem with the rogue traders. He or she is self-loathing in the sense that there is a problem that she cannot find solution himself or herself. So my question is, are we members of rogue traders retinue at this point? And we go dispersals. So this is 9 letters, and 9 yes and end. So yes, we are part of this retinue of rogue trader, and we have been sent here by the rogue trader themselves, and we are on our own. Okay, so we are here and we're trying to find something. I don't know yet what we're trying to find, but I'm going to say that we've docked. We have a very small vessel. We flew from the rogue trader's ship into this ship. We docked, and we have been going around for the first few minutes. I'm going to say that because we are coming in here stealthily, I don't have any radio communication with the rogue trader, so we are here on our own, and we're moving, and there is something off about this ship. We haven't met a single soul for the first few minutes that we have been walking around. There are no lights, there's emergency lights, red lights in the corridors, some lights flickering, some sparks as we move down the corridors, and we come up against a locked door. So I'm going to roll the first skill of the skill test of this game. I go next to the door and I try to hack and the keypad and try to open this door to make forward movement. Now I'm level 2, so I have +2 bonus, and I'm going to say that this is a moderate skill check. I've done this before, but I'm going to give it a difficulty of 5. So we go and okay, understanding, it's a lot of letters, +2 that I have, it's more than 5. So I managed to hack the terminal. I input some codes, I give some commands, and the door opens. I'm free now to move further inside the spaceship. Now I'm going to try and attempt to get to the bridge, okay, and for that I'm going to probably make a skill check roll, like something like navigation, to find my way to the bridge, okay. And I haven't been in this spaceship, I don't have a map, and the spaceship is huge, so I'm going to put this as a difficult. skill check, and I'm going to call this difficulty as a 7. I have +2 from my bonus, so do I find 2 letters, +2, 4. So I don't find my way to the bridge, so I move further into the bowels of this ship. After what seems to be maybe 10-15 minutes of looking around, I haven't seen anyone yet. I realize that I'm a bit lost, I cannot find the bridge, and I find myself in a situation. So, creative prompt. What kind of situation do I find myself in? I'm going to open in the middle of the book, and I'll put this one here. Borges' head had been. So this is not helpful because it speaks for a specific character. Another, the sound was like thunder. The sound was like thunder. As I'm exploring, trying to find my way in, suddenly a thunderous sound somewhere from the ventilation system. I am inside a big generator room. There's humming from the generators, a little bit of flickering light, and at the far end there is a locked door. Suddenly I hear this noise somewhere from the top, and I turn my combat shotgun there, and I wait. I'm scared, I'm alone. Another thunderous sound from the other airway. I turn and I start moving around, going towards that back door. As I'm going, suddenly one part of the ventilation system behind me collapses and a huge tyrannid falls down. I turn around immediately and I see this thing screeching with huge talons, full of blood dripping from his mouth, and it screams in my face. So we go into a combat round. This is a tyrannid leaper. I've put it level 1, although it shouldn't be a level 1. Level 1, it gets a bonus of +1, it has 10 HP, its weapons are talons, which is a +3, and it has armor, carapace armor, which is light armor, -1 to damage. So I'm going to play first, and the rules in the combat is that the higher level character plays first. So I'm going to play first, and again the combat is quite loosely, there's no action points. In my mind I can do one action and I can evade as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm playing first, I'm going to turn with my combat shotgun and I'm going to fire it. I'm going to try and hit it, and it's going to try and evade, and this happens automatically. So I have a bonus of +2 and Cathedral 9 +2 11. So that's my to hit. So now it's trying to evade, and it has a bonus of +1 as a level 1 creature. Watch. So this is 5 letters +1 6. My to hit is higher than his evade, so I hit it. Damage. My shotgun does +3 damage, and we add a letter which is maximum up to 5. And I will be so 3 + 3 6 minus its light armor of the carapace that it has. This is 5 points of damage. So I shoot it. Bam! I reload my shotgun, shoot a second shell, it screeches, part of its body blows in the wall below, and it doesn't seem fazed, it doesn't seem scared, it seems enraged, and it screams, and it comes towards me, it jumps and it leaps towards me with its huge talons. Now, he is attacking, the leaper, and years 5 plus 1 from his bonus, he has 6 to hit, and my evade well, this is a compound word. This is beta testing. Matthew, what do we do about compound words? I'm going to say that it's only love that I'm using. So 4 plus 2, 6. If it's draw, it goes to the player. So it tries to hit me with its talons. I jump back and I try to shoot him again. So we continue the combat. I'm firing my shotgun and weapons. 7 plus 2, 9, and it tries to evade. It does not evade. And my damage is me. 2 plus 3, 5. Minus 1 from its carapace. 4 damage, and it's almost dead. It has 1 hit point left, but its animalistic mind does not care. It will fight to the end, and it's not going to flee. It jumps on me. We're just going around. I fire, I pull back, it screams and it leaps towards me again. Jumps on the generator and leaps towards me, and it's trying to cut me down with its talons. So again, it attacks with plus 1, so this is 5, and I'm trying to evade. Yes, 6 plus 2, 8. So I evade it again, and last combat round, hopefully, I attack once, so 6, it evades. It evades this time. I'm shooting another shotgun shell, and it attacks on its round. Laid, so 5, and I evade. Yes, 5 plus 2, 7, so I evade it. At this point, I'm moving closer to the door, and there has been a prolonged fight. I have been shooting for a few seconds now. I'm almost empty with my shotgun. My question is, does more Tyranids come again, or does, let's say, does something change the balance of this battle? And I'm going to put, to say 50-50, 3. So again, that's a no. So it doesn't change the balance of this battle. So we continue. I'll play one more round. This is my attack. Up, so 4, and it evades with 5 plus 1, 6, so it evades, and it attacks with 3, so 5 plus 1, 6, and I evade with 5, so that hits, and it does a damage of 3 plus 3, 6, minus 1 from my flak jacket, my flak armor. So that's 5 points of damage. Again, I'm finding it hard to kill it, and at this point it jumps towards me. I'm backing up on the wall, it jumps and it slashes me. The talon goes through the flak armor, it goes out behind my shoulder blade, and I scream, "Aah!" So I'm injured. I really need to, so I just push it with I kick it in its sternum, in its carapace. It goes back, falls down for a bit, and then jumps back up, and it's ready to leap against me. I'm going to try and get out of this door. So the question is the door open? And I'm going to say, let's say 50-50. Is the door open? Unlocked, I mean. 5. No, and. So not only it's not unlocked, it's locked, and it's completely dead. The terminal is dead. I cannot even hack it. So in desperation, I turn, I start just looking back, and I realize that the terminal is dead. So I want to start a twist here. I want to introduce a twist. So I want a prompt. I'll go to the last 1/3. Closest, he had switched to his bolt. He had switched to his bolt pistol. So closest, he had switched to his bolt pistol. So what happens is, again, I hear a thunderous roar, a huge thundering, booming noise coming from behind me. I turn to check what's happening, and suddenly the door blows open, and through the door a towering, imposing figure comes in. I step back, I'm bleeding. Step back, I probably fall on the ground just from the explosion, and I just look at him. He comes in, the leaper crawls down, ready to leap for its attack, and the towering space marine who comes in, he's holding a chainsword and a bolt pistol on his left hand. And without breaking stride, he continues through the blown door that he blew up with his bolt pistol, with his explosive bolt rounds, and he beelines, he runs straight into the leaper. They dance a dance of death. The leaper leaps, he evades it, and he's swinging his chainsword. The chainsword screams, the wiring, the promethium from the internal motor. He very, very expertly evades the attacks of the leaper, and eventually he bites into the carapace. The chainsaw finds its purchase and it bites in. It drives it all the way into its sternum. It screams its last death and it falls down. The Space Marine draws the chainsword, and the blood that is still on the blade, on the chainsword blade, he continues wiring, he continues using it, and it sprays all over like a fountain of blood. The Space Marine growls, and then he turns and he looks at me. I'm down on the ground and I'm looking up at the towering figure, and he says, I can hear his muffled voice through his Voxcaster.
Are you injured, priest? Are you bleeding?
I'm mesmerized, and the presence of this Space Marine here was completely unexpected. He just saved my life, and I'm completely in awe. He starts walking towards me. Now, I have an interesting twist in my mind, and I'm going to ask the Oracle. Is this a loyal Space Marine or a traitor Space Marine? So the question is this a loyal Space Marine? and I'm going to say that this is unlikely. So I'm going to select two words and I'm going to take the less favorable result. So, is this a loyal space marine? Unlikely. So, Karas 6 and Image 5. So Karas and Image 5 and 6. So 5 is no and 6 is yes and. I'm going to take the worst result, which is the 5. So no, this is not a loyal marine, and he's coming towards me now. Slowly, as he's closing on me, the pieces of the puzzle start falling into place. With my eyes wide open, I look at him, and slowly I'm starting to register different things. He's wearing a Mark 7 power armor, but the Imperial Aquila on his breastplate has been scratched, has been defaced, scratched off. As he walks slowly, towering, his footsteps are thunderous, I realize that the purity seal on his armor has been burned, and it has been left mockingly on the armor. But more than this, it's the sickly grey color of his skin, his unblinking eyes, and the craziness, the intention, the killing intention that I can see in his eyes, looking straight into my eyes. And even as I register that this is a traitor marine, I still cannot avoid but answer his question. I cannot avoid but answering the question of a space marine, a super soldier right in front of me, a fallen angel from the God Emperor's grace. And he repeats again, his voice garbled and distorted through the Voxcaster.
Are you bleeding, priest?
As in a trance, I say, no. He replies,
You will soon. Blood for the blood god.
He starts laughing maniacally and he runs towards me. Okay, so I'm going to put some stats on him. I've made him a level 4 character, okay, a traitor marine. He has bonus of +4. He has 40 hit points or health points, and his weapons are a chainsword +3 and a bolt pistol +3, and armor, he has medium armor, -2 damage from his power armor. So as he is level 4, he starts first, and he will attack me and with his chainsword, and this is 8 + 4, this is 12 to hit, 12, and I'm going to try and evade. So 4 + 2 from my bonus of level 2, 6, so he hits me, and the damage is 4 + 3 from his chainsword, 7, -1 from my flak armor, 6, so 6 damage, which gets me down to 9 hit points. So he rushes towards me, and I don't even have time to react. His reaction and his superhuman speed, he brings the chainsaw down. The chainsaw is whining and screaming. It bites into the flak armor and it cuts through it. It mangles my flesh underneath, and it stops on my clavicle. It actually fractures, it breaks my clavicle, and the force of the blow, he probably kicks me in the chest and he pulls back his chains, or pieces of my armor, mangled flesh, blood, and pieces of my bone, my clavicle flies in the air, and I'm flung outside this, and I can hear his manic laughter. Now, I'm pretty much dead if I stand here against this Space Marine, and I'm already wounded. But what I'm going to say is there a Deus Ex Machina? Is there some savior that is coming for me? And I'm going to leave this 50-50. So, is there an unexpected savior for me? I'm going to say he. Yes, but random event. So yes, there will be an unexpected savior coming for me, but something happens which is an unexpected event. So we're going to get a prompt. Was surrounded by 20. Was surrounded. Okay, so there's an unexpected savior, and we are surrounded, but I'm surrounded. So I think the unexpected savior are more tyrannid leapers who are infesting this spaceship, and they are rushing towards their dead leaper, and shouting and all of the combat sounds that they have been hearing. So all of a sudden, a rush of movement, thunderous steps, chittering, air claws into metal air ducts, and both on the left and on the right, the air ducts collapse, and lots of tyrant leapers burst into this room. This gives me a momentary respite. I'm heavily damaged, I'm heavily injured right outside. The traitor Space Marine starts screaming and laughing, and I can hear bolt pistol rounds. I can see the muzzle flashes from his bolt pistol on the huge generator room, and I can hear screams. I can see, it's like everything is on a background and all of the volume is very low down. I can hear screams. It's like it's all muffled in a dream state. I'm losing a lot of blood. I'm going into shock, most probably, and everything is muffled. I can see the muzzle flashes and I can hear the bolt pistol, but it sounds like it's very far away. I can hear the screams of the leapers jumping. I can see the shadows on the corridor from their dance of death. But I'm in a state of half dead, half awakened. I reach into my pocket, I get some combat stims, I inject onto my neck. The combat stims fill me with adrenaline and painkillers, and most probably I cannot use my left arm because it's destroyed, the clavicle is broken. I put the combat shotgun as a walking stick, and I'm trying to push myself up and start slowly making my way back down. I'm in a frenzy, I'm trying to escape. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a skill check. Because I'm injured, I'm going to call this as a difficult skill check, difficulty of 6, and it's a navigation. I'm just randomly, crazily, and in fear, I'm trying to find a way out of this spaceship. I'm done now. Whatever I came here to do, I'm not going to do it. It's filled with tyrannids and traitor marines, and I need to get out. So a navigation, difficult navigation skill check, seemed 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2 from my bonus 8, so difficult. I'm successful, so I'm running in a frenzy. I just hit on on corners. I just take corners without knowing where I'm going. I'm running. I try to catch my breath. I try to reload my combat shotgun. I'm looking behind me. I'm using the shotgun as much as possible as a walking stick as well, and I'm running in a frantic pace without knowing where I'm going, turning left, right, and run to get away. So I'm successfully arriving somewhere, which was the successful navigation roll. So I'm going to ask this: do I arrive in a room where there is a way out of this spaceship? And I'm going to call this 50-50. Excellent. 9. So 8 plus yes and end. Yes, I arrive in a room where I have a way out and I have some kind of help there, and and I can heal as well. So that was a very positive turn of events. So I frantically running until, by the grace of the God Emperor himself, I find myself in a room. I enter, the door is already open, and I realize that I am in the escape pod base. So there are 2 escape pods, and I can go in, initiate the countdown, and escape from this spaceship. What I see is an automated first aid station. And what I also see is a battle servitor. The battle servitor, Charon pattern, he's a level 2 battle servitor. He has a heavy bolter, which is a +4, and I'm introducing this +4 because I cannot accept that a heavy bolter is the same as a bolt pistol or a combat shotgun. So he has a heavy bolter, and he has cybernetic armor, which is, I'm considering it medium armor, -2 to damage. In the grim darkness of the far future, the use of AI is forbidden, and we are using servitors for menial tasks and manual labor. Servitors are most of the times either criminals who have been apprehended and they have been lobotomized and surgically turned into cybernetic servitors, or vat-grown clones, and they are used either for combat or for administrative tasks or for just manual labor. So as I run into this the dock, let's say, so it's dock 07, I look around, I check, and I can see those 3. I can get some first aid, I have some support, and I can escape. So the first thing that I'm going to ask the Oracle is the battle servitor operational? So 50-50, understood. 10. So yes and N. So it's operational. It turns to me the moment he sees me going in, and he scans me. Okay, his cybernetic eyes scan, and he has been programmed not to attack humans, let's say. So that's the end. So I hear from his voxcaster his dead voice, flatline voice. Bioscanning. Target. Homo sapiens. Threat risk assessment 0. And it just turns where it was looking before. I don't even reply, it's just a servitor. And I say, Emperor protects. I run and I go to the console, and I'm going to do a few things. First of all, I'm going to start initiating the countdown for the escape pod, so I can escape from here. Okay. Secondly, I'm going to try and change the programming of the combat servitor. And thirdly, I may try to heal. So let's see. So the first and the important task would be for me to initiate the countdown for the escape pods, to prime the escape pods for me to escape. I'm going to be good to my priest, and I'm going to say, the question is, can I program the escape pods? And it should be fairly straightforward. So I'm going to put a moderate difficulty task, difficulty 5. Okay, so I'm rolling, the skill is programming or hacking, let's say. So yeah, so succumbed. So yes, I start the process. So I'm good that this is going to start. Now the second thing is I'm going to try and reprogram the combat servitor, and for this I'm going to say that this is a difficult skill check of 7, and I'm going to go here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so success. So I reprogram him, I start inputting, and immediately it changes, so it turns awaiting instructions. I turn to him, shoot anything that comes through this door that is not me. Engaging according to new operational parameters. And he starts moving with his cybernetics, and he gets a clear line of sight in front of the door. I think I have time, and I'm going to try and climb up here, and I'm going to try and heal. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Most probably, again, I have to go into the console here and try and initiate this. So again, I'm going to say that this is a moderate difficulty, no, let's say difficult 6. The difficulty is 6, and can I do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if it's said, it's done. So I'll say it was said, plus my 2 bonus, it's 6. So I program it, and I just jump up. The servitor with a dead, unblinking eyes is just looking half brain dead, half lobotomized into the entrance, and I climb up with pain, and I lie down. There's a quick assessment. Physiology, bipedal, human, homo, sapiens. Injury assessment, stabbing wound, right upper chest, open fracture, left clavicle, major arterial bleeding, vital signs critical, minor surgery is required, minor surgery is required, minor surgery is required. Yeah, yes, go on. I give the voice command, perform surgery. So I hear the mechanical voice of this auto doc saying, general anesthetic advised. Proceed without anesthetic. Major traumatic intervention. General anesthetic strongly advised. Override. Override. Come on. Emperor protects. The mechanical knives and forcepses and all of that starts moving, and they start moving very fast. They cut, they stab, they stitch. I'm screaming. all throughout this process, the combat servitor is looking with a dead eyes into this. So the operation finishes, minor operation, and I just slide down. It pumps me with more painkillers, and I start stumbling my way through the console and into one of the escape pods. So the last part and the last question for this one shot would be: does the traitor marine catch up while I'm entering the pod? Has he completely eradicated the tyrannids that attacked him, and he has made his way through here and found me? So I'm going to leave this 50-50. And I'm going to say, the question is the traitor marine making his way right now in here? Colorless. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Yes and end. Yes, he makes his way. So as I'm climbing in, the pod seals me inside here. So I'm in here now. So as it seals, I see him come in, and I cannot get out. And so the moment it's sealed, it's an emergency pod, escape pod, so I cannot, override and open it. And there's some kind of malfunction, and there's a red alarm saying malfunction, 90% completion. So it will have a slight delay before I can eject into the safety of the cold, dark space. So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say that there are 3 rounds I cannot escape, and I have 3 rounds before it blasts me into space. So 3 rounds, and I have my battle servitor and the traitor marine going up against each other. So the traitor marine plays first because he's a level 4, and as he enters and he sees the combat servitor in his line of sight, he screams with a manic face and manic laughter, and he starts opening fire with his bolt pistol. So to hit for the traitor marine, who is a level 4, so he has +4 to this. There, so 7. And to evade the battle servitor. Okay, so the battle servitor evades, he doesn't really evade, but the bolt rounds just hit some parts of his cyberware, small explosions, sparks, some parts of his cyberware fly off, but nothing major. And he returns fire. So smooth. 6 plus 2 from his bonus, 8. And the traitor marine tries to evade. 6 plus 4, 10. So the combat servitor opens fire. He starts running a line of tracers from his heavy bolter. It's deafening inside here, the volley of his heavy bolter, and it starts destroying the wall around him. Some of the bolter rounds, the heavy bolter rounds, hit the power armor, and the Space Marine is unfazed, but he manages to roll, and he takes cover behind the generator, and this we go to round number 2. He pops out from cover and starts firing with his bolt pistol again. If the combat servitor goes down, I'm dead basically. So attack the Space Marine last. So 4 plus 4, 8. And the servitor is trying to, yeah. So the servitor, it starts firing, it moves slightly to get a better angle, and it continues firing. It has lots of ammunition, and it's not, he's not wasting any ammunition, he's utilizing them effectively, and he keeps the traitor Space Marine in cover. Some of the bolt pistol rounds hit him, but again it unphases him. So it fights back. The servitor for 6, and the Space Marine, no, easily. He dives under cover and he moves around. The servitor changes his line of attack again, and they continue for the last round. Space Marine goes first, gravely. 7 plus 4, 11. 4 plus 2, 6. So the combat servitor is hit, and it's hit with a bolt pistol, which is 3 plus shuffled. So that's the maximum 5. Plus 3, 8. So 8 damage. The battle servitor has a medium armor of -2, so it takes 6 damage and goes down to 14 hit points. That was the last round, and I hear the escape pod, the mechanical voice saying, "Initiation process complete, stand by." And as the Space Marine realizes that he's going to lose me, he breaks cover. The combat servitor continues its fire. Some of the bolt rounds hit the power armor, and I see his face, crazy, traitor Marine fallen to Khorne, the god of war, blood, disaster. And as I'm ejected into space, I can see him pulling up his bolt pistol and firing in space. Crazy that I escaped him. I'm flung off into the dark, vast space, and the life support system takes over from the escape pod, and it puts me to a stasis. It lowers all of my vital signs, my metabolic rate, and it initiates a beacon, an SOS beacon, and I fly very slowly into space. That huge spaceship that I was in the background, and a small blinking light from my escape pod. And as I'm drifting into the stasis sleep, I hope that my SOS signal is going to be picked up by the rock trader, who should be in the vicinity of this system, and he is going to be the first one to come and find me. So that was the one-shot Warhammer 40K using the novel RPG system from Grey Army Gaming and the Death Watch novel from Steve Parker. So that was it. Thank you to Matthew and the Grey Army Gaming for providing this for free. And like I've said, I'm putting links below. You can go on to Grey Army Gaming YouTube channel and download the novel RPG system for free. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you around.